शुक्लां भरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये अपारकरुणा सिन्धुं ज्ञानदं शान्तरूपिणं श्री चन्द्रशेखरगुरुं प्रणमामि मुदान्वहम्. Hindu Dharma, Part 1, Religion in General, Chapter 4, Man and Beast. Animals grow transversely. This is why they are called triyak in Sanskrit. Man who grows upright ought to have, unlike beasts, a high ideal before him. He will then obtain more happiness than all other creatures. But what do we see in reality? Man experiences more sorrow than all other creatures. Animals do not know so much desire, so much sorrow, and so much humiliation as humans do. More important, they are innocent of sin. It is we humans who keep sinning and suffering as a consequence. In one sense, it seems to me that Ishvara has not endowed us with the same advantages that he has endowed animals with. We are not fitted with weapons of defense. If a cow feels threatened, it has horns to defend itself. The tiger has its claws. We have neither horns nor claws. Sheep have hair to protect them from the cold of winter. So too other animals. But man is not similarly equipped. So he cannot repulse an attack. Nor can he run fast like the horse, which has no horns but is fleet-footed. Against all these handicaps, man has the advantage of being more intelligent than all other creatures. In order to protect himself from the cold of winter, man removes the hair, fur of animals and weaves it into rugs. When he wants to travel fast, he yokes a horse to his cart. God has furnished man with this kind of skill. Though he has neither claws nor horns to defend himself, a human being can forge weapons on his own. With the strength of his intelligence, he remains the master of all other creatures and also rules over the entire world of inert matter. All species of animals have their own habitats. Some types of bear that are native to cold climes do not thrive in our country. The elephant is a dison of the forests of India and some other countries of Southeast Asia and Africa, but it does not flourish in a cold climate. But man inhabits the entire earth. He uses his brain to make any part of this planet fit for him to live. But even with his superior intelligence, man suffers. All hardships stem from the fact of birth. How can one save oneself from being born again? But then, what is the cause of our birth? The wrongs committed by us are the cause of our birth, and we have taken this body of flesh and blood to suffer punishment for the same. Suppose a certain number of whiplashes are to be administered according to the law. If the body perishes after 10 lashes, we take another birth to suffer the remaining strokes. The sins we commit in satisfying our desire are the cause of our being born again and again. If there is no doing, there will be no birth also. Anger is responsible for much of the evil we do, and desire is at root of it. It is of the utmost importance that we banish desire from our hearts. But is it not possible to remain without any action after having cultivated so many attachments? If the attachments were done away with, we would cease to sin. What is the cause of desire? Desire arises from the belief that there is something other than ourselves and our being attached to it. In truth, it is the one Shivam that manifests itself as everything. The cow sees its reflection in the mirror and charges it, imagining it to be another cow. If a man sees his own image thus, does he think that there is another person in the mirror? He is not perturbed by his image because he knows that it is himself. Similarly, all that we see is one and the same thing. Desire springs from our belief in the existence of a second entity, and it causes anger, which in turn plunges us in sin. A new birth becomes inevitable now. If we are enlightened enough to perceive that all objects are one, there will be no ground for desire. There must be an object other than ourselves, a second entity to be desired. No desire means no anger and no sin. In this state, there will be neither any doing nor any birth. And finally, there will be no sorrow. How do we obtain such enlightenment or jnana? Our body is sustained by our mother's milk. It is Amba who nourishes us with the milk of jnana. She is indeed the personification of jnana. We will be rewarded with the light of wisdom if we firmly hold her lotus feet and dissolve ourselves in her. One who does so becomes God. The first step in this process of enlightenment is to make a man truly a man by ensuring that he does not live on an animal level. The second step is to raise him to the heights of divinity. All religions have this goal. They may represent different systems of thought and philosophy, but their concern ought to be that man is not condemned as he is today to a life of desire and anger. All religions speak in one voice that man must be rendered good and that he must be invested with the qualities of love, humility, serenity, and the spirit of sacrifice. Hari Om Tat Sat.